Hello students, we are back here to study squares and square roots. In the previous session, we completed exercise 6.2. Now, we shall start with the next subtopic, that is square roots. We have studied till now how to calculate squares by different methods. Now, we shall study about square roots, what exactly the things are. Let us proceed further to the next part, that is square roots. Now, here are some situations that have been given. Study the following situations. What the situations are? Area of a square is 144 centimeter square. What could be the side of the square? We know that area of a square is equals to side square. If we assume the length of the side to be A, then A square means 144 is equals to A square. 144 is equals to A square. To find the length of side, it is necessary to find a number whose square is 144. Second example, they are explaining us what is the length of a diagonal of a square of side 8 centimeter. What is explained here? What is the length of a diagonal of a square of side 8 centimeter? Figure 6.1. Here you can see the figure 6.1. This square has side of 8 centimeter. And they are asking what is the length of the diagonal AC. What is the length of the diagonal? Can we use Pythagoras theorem to solve this? We have AB square plus BC square is equals to AC square. This is by Pythagoras theorem. What is that? AB square plus BC square is equals to AC square. That is 8 square plus 8 square is equals to AC square, because all sides of the square are of same length. On that basis, each of the side will be of 8 centimeter. So, AB is of 8 centimeter and BC is of 8 centimeter. So, 8 square plus 8 square is equals to AC square. 64 plus 64, that is 128 is equals to AC square. Again we get AC, again to get AC we need to think of a number whose square is 128. Whose square is 128. Okay. Proceeding further, the third example, in a right triangle, the length of the hypotenuse and a side are respectively 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter. What is said? In a right triangle, that is with reference of figure 6.2. Figure 6.2 is for the reference. So, length of the hypotenuse and a side are 5 centimeter and 3 centimeter respectively. Why respectively? Means what? Hypotenuse has value 5 centimeter and the side has value 3 centimeter, and let that side be this side, you can see in the figure. So, what? Can you find the third side? Now, here the third side is been denoted by x. Again by Pythagoras theorem, we can see that x square plus 3 square is equals to 5 square. The same is been mentioned here. 5 square is equals to hypotenuse square is equals to side 1 square plus side 2 square. Proceeding further, 25, that is 5 square. 3 square is 9, it is taken on the left hand side. So, it becomes minus 9. So, 25 minus 9 is equals to x square, 16 is equals to x square. Again to find x, we need a number. What we need? We need a number whose square is 16. We need a number whose square is 16. In all the above cases, we need to find a number whose square is known. Finding the number with the known square is known as finding the square root. What it is said, please understand carefully. Finding the number with the known square is known as finding the square root. Finding the number with known square is known as what? As finding the square root. Proceeding further, finding square roots. Finding square roots. The inverse or opposite operation of addition is subtraction, and the inverse operation of multiplication is division. Similarly, finding the square root of is the inverse operation of squaring. We have studied in the first chapter the multiplicative inverse and the additive inverse. I hope you remember it. Similarly, now what is the inverse of square? It is finding square root. Finding the square root is the inverse operation of squaring. We have 1 square is equals to 1. Therefore, square root of 1 is 1. 2 square is equals to 4. Therefore, square root of 4 is 2. 3 square is equals to 9. Therefore, square root of 9 is 3. I hope you are understanding. In the box here you can see some more explanation. Since 9 square is 81 and minus 9 bracket square on a whole square is equals to 81, we say that square roots of 81 are 9 and minus 9. What is the explanation here? 9 square means what? 9 into 9 is equals to 81. Here the sign of 9 is positive, plus, and minus 9 square means what? Minus 9 multiplied by minus 9 is equals to 81. We say that square roots of 81 are 9 and minus 9. Okay. Here something they have given. Try these. 11 square is 121. What is the square root of 121? Answer is 11. Second, 14 square is equal to 196. What is the square root of 196? It is 14. As it has been solved here on the same basis, the square root of 121 is 11, and what is the square root of 196? It is 14. Why? Because 14 square is 196. I hope you understood this. Proceeding further, here some material is given for thinking, discussing and writing. You can do that. You can do that. Proceeding further, from the above, you may say that there are two integral square roots of a perfect square number. What they are saying? That there are two integral square roots of a perfect square number. In this chapter, we shall take up only positive square root of a natural number. What we are going to do in this chapter, we shall take up only positive square root of a natural number. Positive square root of a number is denoted by the symbol. This is the symbol. This is the square root symbol. This is a square root symbol. For example, square root of 4 is equals to 2, not minus 2. Why not minus 2 we are not considering? Because in this chapter our studies are restricted for only positive square root of a natural number. Similarly, square root of 9 is equals to 3, not minus 3. This reason is the same, that is mentioned here. Proceeding further, let us move on the next page. 1 square is 1, square root of 1 is 1. 2 square is 4, square root of 4 is equals to 2. 3 square is equals to 9, square root of 9 is equals to 3. 4 square is equals to 16, square root of 16 is equals to 4. 5 square is 25 and under root 25, that is square root of 25, is equals to 5. 6 square 36, square root of 36 is 6. 7 square 49, square root of 49 is 7. 8 square 64, square root of 64 is 8. 9 square 81, square root of 81 is 9. 10 square 100, square root of 100 is equals to 10. Finding square root through repeated subtraction. Finding square root through repeated subtraction. Do you remember that the sum of first n odd natural numbers is n square? What they are telling? Do you remember that? What? The sum of first n odd natural numbers is n square. Yes, we have studied this, we have solved this. That is, every square number can be expressed as a sum of successive odd natural numbers starting from 1. That is, every square number can be expressed as a sum of successive odd natural numbers starting from 1. Consider square root of 81, then 81 minus 1 is 80. The next odd number 80 minus 3 is 77. 77 minus 5 is 72. 72 minus 7 is 65. 65 minus 9 is 56. 56 minus 11 is 45. 45 minus 13 is equals to 32. 32 minus 15 is equals to 17, and 17 minus 17 is equals to 0. From 81, we have subtracted successive odd numbers starting from 1 and obtained 0 at the 9th step. Where we have obtained 0? At the 9th step. What we have done? From 81, we have subtracted successive odd numbers starting from 1 and obtained 0. The first odd number, second odd number, third odd number, in this way. Okay? At the 9th step, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 17 is the 9th odd number, and therefore square root of 81 is equals to 9. Square root of 81 is equals to 9. Can you find the square root of 729 using this method? They are asking that can you find the square root of 729 using this method? Yes, but it will be time consuming. Let us try to find it in a simpler way. What it is? It will be time consuming. So, let us find a simpler way, or before that we can do one more thing. Instead of 729, we can find the square root of 4. Okay? So, square root of 4 means what? The first odd number, 4 minus 1 is equals to 3, and next second odd number is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. So, in how many steps? In 2 steps. Means what? Square root of 4 is equals to 2. Or we can check for the next value. Square root of 9. First odd number, 9 minus 1 is equals to 8. This is the first step of subtraction. Second step of subtraction, 8 minus 3. 3 is the second odd number, is equals to 5. And my third step, 3 minus, sorry, not 3, it is 5, because it is 5 that is remaining here. 5 minus the third odd value, 5 minus 5 is equals to 0. In how many steps we obtained 0? In 3 steps. Means what? Square root of 9 is equals to 3. I hope you are understanding this. Whatever is explained here, under root of 81, square root of 81, in this way we tried to calculate square root of 4, square root of 9. Now what they are telling us, let us try to find it in a simpler way, because this as the number goes on increasing, means square root of a bigger number, it becomes much difficult and time consuming. Because here the example of under root 89 was given, square root of 81 we are calculating. Now they are asking, can you calculate the square root of 729? So it becomes much lengthier. Let us see what they are explaining us. Finding square root through prime factorization. How you are going to study now? That is, we are going to study finding out square root through prime factorization. Consider the prime factorization of the following numbers and their squares. Prime factorization of a number, 6 is equals to 2 into 3. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number. Prime factorization of 8, it is 2 into 2 into 2. Of 12, 2 into 2 into 3. Of 15, 3 into 5. Now, prime factorization of its square. Whose square? 6 square. 6 square is 36, and prime factorization of 36 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. And we know how to find the factors by prime factorization method. Similarly, 8 square is 64, and the prime factors of 64 are 2 into 2 into 2. How many times? 6 times 2 is present. Similarly, 12 square is 144, and the prime factors are in front of it. 15 square is 225, and the prime factors are in front of it. How many times does 2 occur in the prime factorization of 6? In the prime factorization of 6, 2 occurs once. How many times does 2 occur in the prime factorization of 36? And here you can see twice, it is 2 times. Similarly, we can observe the occurrence of 3 in 6 and 36. In 6, 3 is occurring once. In 36, it is occurring twice. Similarly, 2 in 8. Now, 2 in 8 you can see it is occurring, it is coming 3 times. And what about in 64? You can see there, you can count it, that it is occurring how many? 6 times in 64. So, what is the conclusion from this? You will find that each prime factor in the prime factorization of the square of a number occurs twice. This is the very important thing. What they are telling? You will find that each prime factor prime factor, in the prime factorization of a square of a number occurs twice the number of times it occurs in the prime factorization of the number itself. What it means? It means very simple, that in 6 the prime factor 2 is occurring once, and in the square of 6, that is 36, the same prime factor is occurring twice. Which one? 2. Similarly, consider for 3. 3 is occurring once, 3 is coming once in the prime factorization of 6, and it is coming 2 times in the square of 6. The same example was explained here in case of 8. 2 is coming 3 times here, and in the square 2 is coming 6 times, means twice of this. 3 2s are 6. Let us use this to find the square root of a given number, of a given square number, say 324. 324 prime factorization, by prime factorization method, we are starting with 2. Yes, we can divide it 324 by 2. 2 1s are 2, 1 is remaining, 3 6s are 12, 2 2s are, I said in a hurry, 2 1s are 2, 1 is remaining, 2 6s are 12, and 2 2s are 4. Again by 2 we can divide 162, 2 8s are 16, 2 1s are 2. Further we cannot divide by 2. So, the next prime factor we are taking, the next prime number, it is 3, because 81 we can divide by 3. So, 3 2s are 6, 2 remaining, it is 21, that is 3 7s are 21, 3 9s are 27, 3 3s are 9. We know that prime factorization of 324 is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. 2 is coming twice, 3 is coming 4 times. Here you can see 2 is coming twice, 2 times it is coming, and 3 is coming 4 times. Okay. Proceeding further, by pairing the prime factors, pairing means making a group of 2 each. By pairing the prime factors, we get 3 is equals to 2 into 2, 1 pair, 3 into 3, 1 pair, again 3 into 3, 1 pair. It is what? 2 square into 3 square into 3 square, means in other words it is 2 into 3 on a whole square. 3 2s are 6, 6 3s are 18, means it is 18 square. Therefore, square root of 324 is equals to 2 into 3, it is 18. What is the square root of 324? It is 18. Similarly, can you find the square root of 256? Prime factorization of 256 is, here you can see, by 256. It is 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 1 remaining, it becomes 16, 2 8s are 16. Again we can divide by 2, 2 6s are 12, 2 4s are 8, again by 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 2 16s are 32, 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. Now you can see here how many times 2 is coming here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. All these values we are considering. and this value also. All these 2 we are counting. It is coming 8 times. So, by pairing the prime factors, now we have it has been already mentioned here, 256 is equals to 2 into 2 into 2, 8 times it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever we have counted, the same we have written it here. By pairing the prime factors, we are pairing means we are making a group of 2. How many groups have been formed? 4, and its square. So, 2 4 times 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, means what? 256 is 16 square. Therefore, square root of 256 is equals to 16. Square root of 256 is equals to 16. Proceeding further, is 48 a perfect square? Next value what they have explained us, is 48 a perfect square? We know 48 is equals to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 prime factors of 48, or we can do the calculation here, we can see it. 48, and we are doing the finding the factors by prime factorization by 2. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2 2s are 2 6s are 12, 2 3s are 6, 3 1s are 3. Okay, we have got 1. Now, here you can see it is written in pairs. 2 is coming 4 times, means 2 pairs are present. What about 3? 3 is not forming a pair. So, since all the factors are not in pairs, so 48 is not a perfect square. What is said? Since all the factors are not in pairs, so 48 is not a perfect square. Why 48 is not a perfect square? We have understood that all the factors are not in pairs. The factors should be in pairs, all the factors, then only we can find out the square root, and then only we can say it is a perfect square value. Suppose we want to find the smallest multiple of 48. What is said? Understand carefully. Suppose we want to find the smallest multiple of 48, that is a perfect square. What we are doing? We are finding the smallest multiple of 48. That is a perfect square. That is a perfect square. How should we proceed? What should be done for that? Making pairs of the prime factors of 48, we see that 3 is the only factor that does not have a pair. Yes, we have understood here. 2 is in a pair, there are 2 pairs of 2. What about 3? 3 is not in a pair. So, 3 is the only factor that does not have a pair. So, we need to multiply by 3. What we need to do? We need to multiply by 3 to complete the pair. Pair means what? 2, as we know very well. So, we have to multiply by one more 3. Hence, 48 into 3 is equals to 144, is a perfect square. Okay. What it is? 48 into 3 is equals to 144, is a perfect square, and 144 is a multiple of 48. Can you tell by which number should we divide 48 to get a perfect square? Now, here they have explained smallest multiple of 48. Further they are asking, can you tell by which number should we divide 48 to get a perfect square? Not only to multiply, now they are asking by what number if we divide to get it a perfect square. Again, the factor 3 is not in a pair. Same thing, the factor 3 is not in pair. So, if we divide 48, it is divide 48 by 3, we get what? 16, and you can see what is the factors of prime factors of 16. 2 is present 4 times, means 2 pairs, and this number 16 is a perfect square 2. What they are explaining here? They are explaining here that if it is not a perfect square, and by what number if we multiply, we can get a perfect square, or by what number we should divide so that we can get a perfect square. And in this case we have seen that 48 if multiplied by 3, how understood that it should be 3? Because in the prime factorization of 48, 3 is the factor which is not in a pair, and while dividing it happens the same thing, that 3 is a factor which is not in a pair, we are dividing by 3 and we are getting perfect squares. So, here this session we shall conclude here. In the next session we shall continue with the next part of the chapter. Till that time, you people take care of yourselves and study properly. Thank you.